All right, Mr. Banner, I just have a few questions for you.
I've never felt better.
Sure. Now, I haven't seen your movie in a very long time. What should I expect from this next viewing?
It was like being born.
Huh. Well, I'm not a woman, so I wouldn't know how painful that is, but I do remember the very first time I saw this movie, and it was very painful.
Screaming.
Yup, a lot of screaming, I remember that. Now, do you remember what your first reaction to seeing this movie was? Bruce, are you okay? Are you okay? What are you doing? Mr. Banner, are you defecating during my interview? You're defecating? Are you feeling okay? I have some Tums here if you want them. Seriously, you sound like you're feeling terrible. Here, have some Tums. Here. There you go. There, are you feeling any better?
I like it.
Well, all right then. I had many other questions that I was going to ask you, but from what you just did during my video, kind of reminds me of what my first experience was like. So, yeah, thank you.
You're making me angry.
Really? Really? I am? Well, you're a big boy. I'm sure you can take a little criticism. What are you doing, Bruce? Bruce? No need for that. You don't have to. Don't turn green. You're fine. Hey, sometimes my tummy hurts too. So I can take the Tums. I can take all the Tums.
Take it off! Puny human.
Today's film is Hulk! Directed by Angley, who also directed films such as Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, Brokeback Mountain, and also Life of Pi. Eric Bana as Bruce Banner and the Hulk, Jennifer Connelly as Betty Ross, Sam Elliott as Thunderbolt Ross, Josh Lucas as discounted Matthew McConaughey or big corporate money scientist evil man, and a very drunk Nick Nolte as David Banner. And I like that little nod to the comic book fans out there because David Banner was the name of the title character during the Lou Ferrigno TV series. Just a fun little thing. Now, a young David Banner is attempting to create a super soldier serum by modifying DNA. However, the US government is not allowing David Banner to experiment on human subjects, so he decides to test the serum out on himself. And as he is doing this, he is having unprotected sex with his wife as if there's not going to be consequences. Stupid! So while David Banner is testing his son to see if his super soldier serum transferred to him, the US government finds out what he's doing and locks David Banner away. Now, many years later, Bruce Banner is growing up not knowing who his parents are, and he is working at a research lab researching the same super soldier serum that his father was working on many years before. Now, of course, he has no idea that his father was already working on the super soldier serum, but they have Bruce doing the same thing because comics! Now, there is an accident that happens at his lab that exposes Bruce Banner to a high concentrated dose of gamma radiation, but because his father did transfer the super soldier serum to Bruce when he was a kid, he does not die. Instead, he turns into a big, hulking green giant whenever he gets angry. So now the army, under the orders of General Thunderbolt Ross, they attempt to hunt down the Hulk to turn him into their own personal WMD. That is this film in a nutshell, if it wasn't so boring. You see, 20 years ago, Marvel films were not like what they are now. There was a 5-year period, generally around 2003, 2007, where going into a Marvel movie, you literally had to flip a coin to see whether it was good or not. At least nowadays, when you go see a Marvel movie at the movie theater, you're at least happy that you went. But from 2003, 2007, you got films such as X-Men 3: The Last Stand, League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, Blade Trinity, Elektra, both Fantastic Four films, Ghost Rider, Catwoman. Holy shit, I own Catwoman. I'm gonna have to review that one eventually. And I feel, though, at least in my opinion, that this 5-year drought of superhero movies began with this one, Hulk. Now, of course, it's not all bad. There are things that I absolutely love about this movie. First off, I love this version of Bruce Banner becoming the Hulk. I think Bruce having super soldier serum transferred to him from his father and having that being the cause why he didn't die when he was exposed to that gamma radiation, I think that is brilliant and way better than the original version. In the original version, Bruce Banner is exposed to an experimental bomb that goes off and it's full of gamma radiation, and Bruce Banner just suddenly turns into this big hulking mass. Because comics! And typically, I like Eric Bana's roles in other films, but in this one it just felt like he was sleepwalking through it. The lack of energy that he had in the deliverance of his lines was just atrocious. Honestly, it felt like he didn't want to be there at all. And I love how his interpretation of getting angry means that he has to hulk up like Hulk Hogan. The only way to get angry is to hulk up, brother! I have to say, though, that the final scene between Eric Bana and Nick Nolte is extremely funny because Eric Bana keeps hulking up like Hulk Hogan, and also because Nick Nolte, well, it looks like he did this right before he walked on set. Oh, and if you hate Christian Bale's Batman voice, don't watch that final scene with Eric Bana and Nick Nolte.
And be reborn a hero of the kind that walked the earth long before the pale religions of civilization infected humanity's soul. Go!
What the fuck did you just say? Another positive thing that I will say is God bless Jennifer Connelly in this movie. She is literally carrying the entire film on her shoulders, and no one compares to the nuances that she has with her character. She is so subtle with her line delivery, but she can make a few words in a sentence feel like you just got hit over the head with a 500-pound weight, particularly in the scenes when she's talking with her father, Sam Elliott. Very subtle, but very, very powerful. I love her performance in this movie. Also, another shining part of this movie is this was my first blood for Sam Elliott. That man's mustache is epic. I mean, look at it. It's glorious. He is very surface level in this movie, but he does play the pissed off general very well. Boy, other than that, I think it's all negative from here on. Director Angley has directed many masterpieces over his career, and I can tell he was trying to do something different with the superhero genre in this movie. Instead of the paint-by-number superhero plot we typically get, Lee was trying to go for a more psychological approach with the Hulk. He has many shots of plants, moss, microscopic cells, all changing over time. And I'm sure this was representing the metamorphosis between Bruce Banner turning into the Hulk and the transition from this stage of Homo sapien life to the next stage in our evolution. Lee also does explore paternal effects on children in this movie. Are sons destined to repeat their faults of their fathers, or can they evolve past them and make better decisions in their own lives? All of these themes are apparent in this movie, but this is a superhero blockbuster event, and they could have been presented in a more entertaining way, I think. It is very difficult to make moss growing very entertaining. Yeah, that's an actual clip from this movie. We are literally watching moss grow. Exhilarating. Plus, there is no levity in this movie. There is not a single joke. This film takes itself way too seriously. And in turn, it is not fun for the audience because of it. One thing I will commend Ang Lee for is trying to embrace the comic book aesthetic in this movie. This might also be thanks to Frederick Elms, who was the cinematographer for Red Dawn, Blue Velvet, and Eraserhead. There are many cut scenes in this movie that look like actual panels of a comic book. At one time, there was 5 different panels on screen looking at the exact same shot. This looks really, really cool, but again, if the story wasn't such a chore to get through, maybe I would appreciate it more. I will say that the Hulk versus the army with the tanks and the helicopters was my favorite Hulk scene in the movie because we actually see the Hulk. The Hulk has 4 scenes in this movie. Visual effects wise, the Hulk looks really good for 2003, but 3 out of the 4 Hulk scenes are done at night. It's so fucking dark. We cannot see. We have no idea what is going on or who is fighting who. Watching this movie again, it reminded me of how Michael Bay's Transformers movies are so hard to follow who is who in the fight scenes. It's almost as if Michael Bay was inspired by this movie. And if that's true, thank you, Angley. Thank you very much. And how has Adidas, Champion, Reebok, Under Armour, whoever makes elastic pants, why haven't they capitalized on advertising with the Hulk? There is some serious money to be made there, because I don't know what magical pants that Bruce Banner or the Hulk is wearing, but whenever he transitions from the Hulk to Bruce Banner, 3 out of the 4 times, those pants, those underwear, they stay on. It's just a nitpick that bothers me because I know Marvel will never put a Hulk penis on screen. Hashtag Hulk penis. I know that Ang Lee was trying to do something innovative and creative with the superhero genre, but when I saw it in 2003, I was just as disappointed with it then as I was today when I watched it again. So guys, in the end, Hulk was a very ambitious superhero movie that had some nice elements and a cool fight scene in it, but as a whole, it was just a long, drawn-out pile of metaphors and poodle fights. Unfortunately, I think I'd have to give it 2 out of 5 Blu-rays. So guys, here comes my favorite part in my videos where I randomly pick which movie I'm going to be watching next. Let's take a look. The button. Spotlight! Won Best Picture last year, I believe, 2015. Yes, this is going to be great. Great ensemble piece from what I remember. So guys, have you seen Hulk? What did you think about it? Or, if you've watched it because of this video, because of my glorious review, please comment below and let me know what you thought about it. And after you comment, please subscribe to my channel so that you know the next time I'm going to be posting my next video. So, I will see you next time with my review of Spotlight. In the meantime, be well, be good to each other, and go see a movie. Take care, guys.